Good afternoon, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. You are looking at a live shot. Well, it was in focus until I got on the air. There it is. That is outside of CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia, where there is a large police presence, as you can see. An armed man has been reported outside CIA headquarters. Police say it is a barricade incident. So I'm not really sure what's happening. But by the way, can you not hear? Let me see something here. There you go. Now you can hear. So we'll try to get you some more information about this. This has been going on for a little while. We have some video here. Police call it a barricade incident. A barricade incident outside of CIA headquarters. Also planning on having coverage of the White House press briefing, which is coming up at 1. But wanted to, you can see right there, there's a sign. George Bush Center for Intelligence, CIA. Next right. And you have a large police presence there. So we want to give you an update on this. You know, Alert Page, who I follow on X, they had posted about an hour ago, armed suspect outside CIA headquarters on a bench. SWAT team on scene with suspect at gunpoint. The Fairfax County Police said it's a barricade incident. Barricade incident. You can see quite a large police presence there. So limited details about what is going on. I'll try to get you some more updates about what is going on. WUSA reported that there were reports of a man experiencing a mental health crisis on CIA property just outside headquarters. Also, WJLA says a person was making threats at the gate of the CIA headquarters. ABC News' WJLA also says officials said a man pulled out a handgun and pointed it at CIA headquarters, and no shots have been fired. So again, ABC News, WJLA says a person was making threats at the gate of CIA headquarters and pulled out a gun and pointed it at CIA headquarters, and no shots have been fired. And police are calling this a barricade incident.
They just went to a little level of relaxation.
By the way, a quick thanks to sorry, hang on one moment. Quick thanks to Debbie James for the gift memberships. Kate Rose for the gift membership. Debbie James, our member. Kate Rose, our new member. Nikki Nerison, our member, and for the gift membership. Also Elizabeth Hayes, our member. Dewey for the gift memberships, thank you. And Jackie Morgan. Trying to get you more information. That is a live shot outside of CIA headquarters. You can see big police presence. Thank you also Marks, our member, and Andrew Schlegel. Thank you, Andrew Schlegel. Planning on doing some coverage of the White House press briefing. What's going on? Which is supposed to be at 1 p.m. There were unconfirmed reports of shots fired, but ABC News' WJLA is saying there were no shots fired.
Yeah.
Fox DC says there appears to be a SWAT team there and a bomb squad. Fox DC also reports that there are drones and a helicopter in the area. Again, this is a barricade situation. You see live a big presence of people, of police officers with helmets on, protective vests. What is he barricaded in, says Geek? That I do not know. Vince Seda says big response for one guy. So let me repeat a couple things. ABC News' WJLA says a person was making threats at the gate of the CIA headquarters and pulled out a handgun and pointed it at the headquarters. Now there is a barricade situation. Also, there is reportedly a bomb squad there. This is in McLean, Virginia.
Are you running AC?
Is this related to the JFK files being released, says Connor? I have no idea what this is related to, why this person, reported person, is there. McLean, Virginia is outside of D.C. Just a few miles away from Washington, D.C. The building is across the Potomac River and a bit to the west northwest of DC. Well, actually, well, I don't want to stop looking at this shot because you never know what we're going to see. So leave it on this shot for now. And this is the CIA building in McLean, DC. McLean, Virginia, I'm sorry. The Fairfax police had posted Dolly Madison Boulevard, which runs near the building, is shut down in both directions between Georgetown Park and Seville Lane in McLean for a barricade incident at CIA headquarters. Our Special Operations Division is on the scene assisting. Please follow police directions. I'm looking at Flight Radar 24 is not showing, I don't think. Is showing any helicopters over there? No. Maybe ADSB exchanges. If you have updates, you can write to me on X @Lookner. I'm also checking on ADSB exchange, see if I see any aircraft. There might be drones flying too. We heard reported drones. Oh, there is a helicopter. There is a military helicopter. Well, I don't know. It's roughly in the area, but I don't know if that's actually dealing with this or not. Sort of in the area. Actually, it's not right now. It's actually, I take it back. It's not really right near there. Really quick, I'll show you where this is. I don't know if I can do this real quick. Yes, so CIA headquarters, there's Washington, D.C. The headquarters building, there's the Potomac River. Here's the headquarters building right here. CIA. And then Dolly Madison Boulevard, which is shut down, is this street right here, Dolly Madison Boulevard. There's the CIA complex there. I am not aware of a scanner that would be talking about this. Well, I can check Fairfax County EMS. You know, what I should do is go back and see if they were... I'll check this. I just assumed they wouldn't really be talking about this. But I should check, what I should do is check the archives of the scanner. Maybe they talked about it an hour ago or something. I don't think you're going to hear real-time police talk about strategy on a public scanner about this incident at the CIA headquarters. That'd be my guess.
Fort Bravo, box 43008.
I'm putting on
EMS
the
level
Fairfax
3,
County scanner for a second. I have a feeling it's not going to be helpful.
Broad Street, Route 29.
But I'll put it on for a second. It's just Fairfax County Police, Fire, and EMS. While I have it on for a few seconds, so what I'm going to do is at least put up there this. Also, I don't really see many people listening to the scanner, which makes me think it's not going to be really helpful either. Let me see if I can find you any more updates.
Ambulance 440, engine 432. On channel 4 Bravo, Fox 43291, EMS level 3, 10716, Brad Road, Cross Street, Ox Road.
Not much detail. I mean, clearly a big law enforcement presence here, but not much detail.
EMS level 3, 10716, Brad Road, Cross Street.
Roger Shoemaker thinks there has to be FBI negotiators involved. There is a White House press briefing coming up. Oops, you can't even see me. There's a White House press briefing coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to put that on the screen as well when it happens. Okay? Maybe I'll throw it on the screen too. Well, I don't want to put that. People will think the briefing's about this. Thank you, Leslie Cox, for your support. Thank you, Lena Davis, our new member. Thank you, Linda Cosma. This has been going on for a while. This account, DMV News Live, was posting about it 2 hours ago.
That's not working properly. I attempted to assign a case number for this. We're showing a case number assigned.
130 Bravo, negative. I don't see one. Do you?
Yes, please. Can you assign a case number? Thank you.
Copy. Your case number is 2025 078 0115.
Give me 1 second here.
Copy.
You know what? Let me see if I can go back in the archives of the scanner. I might be able to get you scanner archive where they talk about this on the scanner earlier.
EMS 404, Medic 429, Truck 429, on Channel 4 Bravo, Fox 41305, EMS Level 1, 8230, Blue Boulevard, 203, Cross Street, Gallows Road.
I'm going to turn off the scanner, the current scanner, and then I'm going to go through here and see. Hold on. Oh, guys running. One of the police officers. Well, not those guys aren't running. All right, I'm gonna start checking out some of the scanner archives from a little while ago.
42501, EMS Level 3, 11604.
I'm gonna kind of skip around here on the scanner, see what we can find from earlier.
Bravo. Hey, what needs coverage or needs to be done right now?
We're good.
All we just need to do is assist with traffic control at the intersections. Everything done.
102's on a traffic stop at 14,600 Compton Road.
Is there staging location for prior site? 123. Yes, sir. Who's going to be our ground contact on there at command? Sure, excellent. Who's going to be our ground contact at the command post down there? Direct OSB-1. Do you guys want us to stand off a little bit, or did you guys want you directly overhead of this?
So again, what I'm doing is I'm playing you some of the scanner archives from earlier from Broadcastify. Trying to find some more detail.
You guys can stand off a little bit, but get eyes on them. I know that camera works really well. That would be helpful.
Sure. We'll see what we can do here.
Engine 425, medic 1, 200, level 1, 2.
S31, OSB-1 is on the scene. He'll have incident command. I have tactical command.
Prior to that, lethal.
Bravo, you 10-4.
Put me on a traffic complaint, Alabama, and Van Buren.
731, Bravo, you 10-4.
10-4, 10-6, clear.
10-4.
I might have to try the earlier archive.
Medic 439, medic 439.
Alabama, Van Buren, Virginia, Tango X-ray Delta 4763.
Tango Bravo's on a traffic stop, Price Club Plaza, 1016 exit. And X-ray 800.
30 Bravo to watch 3 Bravo.
Go ahead.
Hey, what needs coverage or needs to be done right now?
Okay, let me go back to the previous one. 'Cause that might have been after what we wanted. Let's see.
Area 106. Truck 422, medic 422, medic 406.
SOG-2. Hey, in case it's needed, landing zone will be just east of Georgetown Pike on 123. You can move the command bus from the barricade down here to 123 in Georgetown Pike.
Switch 3. You went to command bus.
SOD-3.
300's on traffic stop, Route 29 in Piney Bridge, 1012. 32 Bravo's on a traffic stop, string.
Hold UAV units en route to that call, Station 3. UAV-2, please hold all UAV units to that weapons call on Station 3.
Herman, I'm on scene, and they are requesting SOD, CNT, and then also motors, if they could divert from that prior scene up to here for traffic control, that would assist us.
For any motor units still in Channel 3. Motor 1, I have several units en route for that event.
For traffic.
Sounds like it's a little before.
123 north and south is going to be
where I
shut
am
down.
right here. Let's go into the scanner archives right
Bravo.
now.
We're basically right at their gate in 123. Mainly, you need all units to shut down traffic on both sides of this road, which they're doing right now. They have SWAT come up there, but they got their own team as well.
This is earlier scanner
I'm going to
footage.
be near the main gate on 123. Units shut down traffic both directions.
4 Bravo, box 40937.
Let's go back a little bit.
Ambulance 441, 33, box 41933, EMS on channel 4 Bravo, box 4 Bravo, box.
In the process of logging on. You can hold me route to that call.
11 Bravo, copy your 10 for busy, 950.
Step 510 Bravo. 140-94-9131. Come back to the
Tower 424, medic 502.
Trying to find where they
on channel
first
4
get this
emergency
report.
traffic. We'll start merging them back together. Duty officer 1.
Truck 401, net 5, 1028.
Truck 429.
Call West Park, the truck 401 in service. Okay, that's it.
Medic 424.
Jones Branch Drive. Ambulance 4, EMS level, box 429, EMS level 1, on channel 4 Bravo, box 444.
Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapons complaint area, 311 Valley Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards
That's
the
it,
building.
that's it. Is this it right here? Listen to this. Hold on.
Yeah, 311
Hang
Bravo.
on. This is scanner traffic from a couple hours ago.
Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male
Is
seen
this
walking
it?
near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and
That's
towards
it.
the building.
That's
CIA
it.
police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles.
Let's listen to that again.
Police
This
does
is
have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
this is from earlier. This is about
Bravo,
3 hours
directed.
ago.
Male seen walking 311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
So they said it was a man walking
Bravo,
near the CIA
direct.
building, pointing a gun at his head and at the building in his 40s or 50s. Let's listen to that one more time.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles.
Long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. 40 to 50-year-old white male.
CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
So this is earlier, scanner traffic.
12 Bravo is directly en route.
Let me see if I can turn this up a little bit, and then I'm going to put the volume on the live video, but kind of soft so we can hear. I'm trying to see. Ooh, there's some movement there. Somebody backing up. Now that scanner traffic was from about 3 hours ago. So this has been going on for a while. Police are calling this a barricade situation. As you heard from the scanner report was a guy with it armed outside the CIA headquarters, pointing a gun at his head and at the building. I'm going to update the headline here. Now there might be some other discussion about discussion. I might see if I can find that. I think there's something else on the scanner. Actually, I got to figure out where that is. Let's see here. Hold on a second here. Let me play you one more time the initial report on the scanner from earlier, from roughly 10 a.m. Eastern time. Right here. Also, just do this real quick. Why can't I? What are they talking about?
I know.
Somebody said a briefing by a reporter? Where? Hold on a second here. I don't have it. Maybe I can watch it and tell you what's happening. Hang on. All right, here is again. This is the audio from earlier, from the scanner.
Down 311 Bravo and 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Belly Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
That was the initial call. Let me also just see if there's any more reporting on this. We're waiting also, I should put up on the screen the White House press briefing. Give me a moment, I'll throw that up there. If you give me a second, I'll put the White House press briefing up there. Just need 2 seconds here. There's a lot going on. Here is, hang on a moment, I'm throwing this on the screen. Let me shrink this. Why is this like this? Why is this being fidgety? Hang on, I gotta change this. Oh, I know why it was doing that. There is a shot of the White House press briefing. Right there. All right, so again, just to sum up what's going on, yes, the White House shot is live. It's all live. So, big police presence at the CIA headquarters in McLean, Virginia. A man in his 40s, police believe, showed up a few hours ago, pointed a gun at his head, and pointed a gun at the building. We heard that on the scanner. That's according to the scanner traffic. This is a barricade incident, police are describing it as. There's been no confirmation of shots actually fired. ABC News actually reported that shots had not been fired. What I'll do is, when the press briefing starts, the White House press briefing, I can put the audio for that on. Maybe make the camera a bit bigger. So we can have both of them. I don't know the specifics about what the barricade actually is. Laszlo says must have has a hostage, or this would have been long over. I've heard no reports of a hostage. Thank you to MAGA since 1942 for your support. Thank you to Lana Davis and Leslie Cox, our new members, and Linda Cosma. Also, shout out to our moderators who are here. I really appreciate it. Ruth Krafasi, Beth Mythical. Also, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, I got that fire. Matthew Kohai 3, Surly Dev, McBridges, thanks for moderating over there on Twitch. Linda Bell, Glary, Misha on X, and also on Facebook. Yeah, as Janice Keys Smith says, our viewer on Facebook, by the way, we don't know who who provided the description that was on the scanner traffic. It did feel like the police were pretty confident about it. It almost felt like the guy saw the person. I'll play it again, but it sounded like they were that it wasn't just somebody calling it in, but I might be wrong about that. But they said that the police have him on camera. Thanks to Kay Lowry Body and Margaret Riley moderating. Also a brainstorm warning. Thanks for your support on Twitch. I'll play you again the initial report on the scanner here. Here's this report as it sounded on the scanner about 3 hours ago.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
Now they said also CIA police is direct.
White male, long wavy hair, is a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair. CIA police is direct. He's described as
I think does CIA police is direct mean that at the time CIA police was in direct contact with the person? Hang on a moment here. Wavy hair, they say. Camouflage pants. Jason says could be a laid-off worker. I don't know who this person is. I'm going to now check another. I want to check another part of that archive. Problem is the archive is like 3 hours long, and I don't know where else to look. I'm going to take a guess.
It's like the Israeli. He just went into the left. He's backing up.
Oh, look, we have it's moving. The vehicle is moving. I got to shrink this. The vehicle is moving. The armored vehicle, whatever that is. Was moving. I don't know where this person is in relation to those vehicles. I don't know if he's right there. I don't know if he's, off in the distance somewhere. There could be a whole other scene. I'm going to pull up a different part of that scanner. And I'm going to just start playing some of it and seeing if we find anything. This is from the last hour or so on the same scanner. But I don't even know what's on this. So let me just play a couple things and see what we find.
Engine 4.
Obvious DOA, medic 33, going service, EMS 4.
That's from a different incident.
Give me a case number. Give me the last four, please.
5, mutual 89, on channel 6, engine 415.
Again, I'm
on
just
channel 4
playing
Bravo.
some scanner replay.
410, on channel 4 Bravo, E406.
Traffic stop 28 northbound after.
On channel 2 Bravo, bridge, 85 southbound 37, rescue 420 west, cross.
Call headed towards Oakton. The truck has an advertisement of SM.
Highway.
21 Bravo Surfer, minutes, caller's 82-year-old husband's missing, has caller's waiting.
Inland 428, 3.
Fire trouble alarm at 600 Mill Street North.
6.
And 408, medic 420. Fox 41130.
11, you could go on service. We got to win a water can. Outside.
Truck 45.
411, you could go on service. We got to win a water can.
Fox 41136.
We're picking up now. Engine 426 and has before fuel. 440 will be in service in a couple of minutes.
12.
Middle School, Sandburg Middle School, level 1. Engine 420, move up to fire station 409.
Agent 21 Bravo showing inside Walmart.
10, EMS level 1.
EMS level 1 for struggling.
340 Bravo, come back. 430-year-old.
Riverville units on scene. There's also
Go ahead.
Greeley Boulevard.
Row 7, EMS level 3.
Well, this part of the scanner didn't really tell us much. All right, I went through that part of it. We'll pick a different part. Let's try this one. Again, if you missed it, this was the initial scanner traffic here for this incident. I think it's the initial. It sounds like the initial one via Broadcastify. Let's play this again for you.
CIA police is direct. He's described as a 46-year-old seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head.
Hold on.
Bravo 310 Bravo is towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. Okay.
We just saw a truck on the left there move away. One of the trucks drove off. Oh, you see it on the left. Look at the truck. See that armored truck is driving back on the left. Is it going to the scene? Is something happening? I don't know, but we just saw that happen. TJ Adams thinks it's a bear cat. And this has been going on for several hours. The scanner traffic I played you was over 3 hours ago. Still plenty of armed law enforcement, as you can see there. That person's getting into his truck. People are getting into vehicles. We see multiple people getting into their vehicles. Some people, G says, is this because of JFK files? I have no idea. A bunch of unredacted JFK documents were posted by the Trump administration last night, but I have no idea if that has anything to do with this. What I'll probably do is put the audio on of the press briefing when it plays, when it starts. Let me actually just do this. What I'm going to do is I'll throw this up on the screen. Oops. I don't want that. I want it to be small and in the corner. Small and in the corner. That's too small. I want to be on top of this thing. Doing the best I can. Let's see what's going on here. Another truck, a dump truck. For some reason, oh, hold on, they're showing trucks. Are they showing cars leaving the area? I don't know. I was trying to figure out if they were showing like a bunch of vehicles leaving the area, but actually that did not happen. It just looks like normal traffic. A new vehicle is coming in. That looks like a new vehicle. Now what's happening?
Cool. Pick the worst spot to go through.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. They got to put the tape back up now. That didn't go very well. The tape is back up. We're waiting for the White House press briefing. Here again is the initial call that I heard on the scanner. Here is as they repair the police tape. Here, let me play again the call from several hours ago, over 3 hours ago on the scanner.
Down 311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Belly Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. Yeah, police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
That was a man pointing a gun at his head and at the building. 40 to 50-year-old male. They said white male, right?
Police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. Yeah, police does.
I was going to check one of the other scanner archives and see if we heard anything else. Let me just play a little more of the scanner archives from before. I got to jump around. I don't know what's there. Kind of just have to kind of go through and check it.
Alabama and
4 Bravo, Fox.
6-3.
10:15. 800 Bravo's on it.
Hey, what needs coverage or needs to be done right now?
All we just need to do is assist with traffic control at the intersections. Everything.
And X-ray 102's under traffic stop at.
Is there staging location for fire site?
On 123.
For our ground contact on there at command. Fairfax 1, who's going to be our ground contact at the command post down there?
First one number.
That's a negative. Is traffic exit off? Direct OSP 1. Do you guys want us to stand off a little bit, or did you guys want you directly overhead of this?
If you guys can stand off a little bit but get eyes.
Direct.
Stand off a little bit but get eyes on them. I know that camera works really well. That would be helpful.
That sounds like it was earlier, maybe putting a drone in the air, talking about getting eyes on him. This is from still a couple hours ago, this scanner traffic.
Direct OSP 1. Do you guys want us to stand off a little bit, or did you guys want you directly overhead of this?
If you guys can stand off a little bit but get eyes on them. I know that camera works really well. That would be helpful.
Direct. We'll see what we can do here.
Engine 420.
You'll have incident command at tactical command.
3's under traffic stop northbound on 28.
Wanted to talk to loss prevention. Could you get 811 Bravo to search the area?
Sure, 811 Bravo, you can check the area. 820 is going to talk with the manager at 1021. We have a second incident getting ready to come on to 4 Charlie on 10-4. 4 Charlie clear, 1022.
Car 21 Bravo, direct.
444 on channel
Again,
4 Charlie.
you're listening to scanner
Truck 405,
replay.
medic 424, EM 38, engine 408, truck 410, engine, casual ambulance 438, and
Left in a black BMW, call 31 Bravo, if you can start for public service, fire department's also en route at
415 Bravo. Fairfax truck 430 is on scene. Good location.
Bravo's under traffic stop route 50.
542 dispatch, 544 to back, phone search.
Suspicious event, 3299 Woodburn Road. 911 abandoned coffin.
17
we're still waiting for the White House press briefing to start.
220 and 221 Bravo on it.
We're going to have that for you as well.
408, rescue 4.
That's what there's.
I'll be around HQ, pick up paperwork. Seems to be alcohol.
That's 444. Sir, on channel.
They're on the ground at Langley Fork Park. We're just west of the scene there. So we'll be ready over here if we need it.
I see a car moving.
Surrender 400 for civil dispute.
One car moving.
Swinging scrub.
Engine 427, medic 435, Forest Breeze Court.
That's it. Knock.
6 from Battalion 403.
1043.
In case you missed it, we got a couple cars moving now. In case you missed it, here is the replay of the initial audio that I heard when I went back on the scanner from about 3.5 hours ago. Here it is.
Scan 311 Bravo and 310 Bravo is towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Nellie Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
Gonna play that one more time.
311 Bravo and 310 Bravo is towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Nellie Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate. Pointing a firearm at his head.
They said he was
currently
outside of the security gate. That's where it happened. So again, you have this big law enforcement response still there, armored vehicles, law enforcement with long guns and protective gear. I haven't heard updates the last few minutes. I'll check. There's a White House press briefing coming up. We're going to give you coverage of that as well. Tornado watch just issued for parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa until 9 p.m. Central Time. National Weather Service says a couple strong tornadoes are possible. That is for parts of, most of it is in Illinois, but also parts of Indiana and Iowa. Thank you, John Lopez. Oh, John found something. John sent me some, thank you, John, for sending me some. He sent me some other scanner stuff that he had found on the archives. I don't see more specifics about the guy. But thank you, John. He said there was a part where they talk about armored vehicles. Maybe I can pull that up for you. Oh, hold on. I gotta play the White House press briefing. Hold on, White House press briefing. I'm gonna go to it right now. I will get it on right now for you. White House press briefing.
Alongside NASA. The president also called the acting administrator of NASA and told her to bring the astronauts home as soon as possible. As acting administrator Janet Petro said herself yesterday, per President Trump's direction, NASA and SpaceX worked diligently to pull the schedule a month earlier. The president looks forward to welcoming Butch and Sunny to the Oval Office when they are recovered. This historic mission brings new meaning to President Trump's promise to always look out for the forgotten man and woman. On another important matter, yesterday, President Trump and President Putin spoke about the need for peace and a ceasefire in the Ukraine war. Both leaders agreed this conflict needs to end with a lasting peace and also stressed the need for improved bilateral relations between the United States and Russia. President Trump also spoke with President Zelensky this morning to align both Russia and Ukraine in terms of their needs and requests. As President Trump has said repeatedly, the precious lives and money that both Ukraine and Russia have been spending in this war would be better spent on the needs of their people. This terrible conflict would have never started with President Trump in charge, but he's determined to end it once and for all. President Trump also promised maximum transparency and a commitment to rebuild the trust of the American people in our intelligence community. Part of that promise was to fully release previously classified records related to the assassination of former President John F. Kennedy, and he made that happen yesterday. This historic release consisted of approximately 80,000 pages of previously classified records that are now published. The records are available to access either online at archives.gov/JFK or in person, accessible to the American people at the National Archives in College Park, Maryland. Records that are currently only available for in-person viewing are being digitized and will be uploaded in the coming days. On another note, positive economic data continues to pour in, showing the immediate impact of President Trump's pro-growth agenda. After suffering a steep decline in the final year of the Biden administration, the manufacturing sector came roaring back in February. Industrial production surged in February. These are new numbers. 3 times at a greater 3 times rate than the expectations to its highest ever recorded level. And President Trump's laser focus on massive deregulation and unleashing our domestic energy industry is leading to stabilities for Americans' bottom lines. As Newsweek summed it up today, gas prices are plummeting under President Trump. And the Trump administration continues to make American communities safer through our ongoing mass deportation campaign of illegal alien criminals. Yesterday, FBI Director Kash Patel announced the agency captured another fugitive from its 10 most wanted list, securing the extradition of Francisco Javier Roman Bardeles, a key senior leader of the brutal MS-13 gang. And the brave men and women of ICE also arrested a number of dangerous aliens across the country in recent days. You will see them on this screen. ICE San Francisco just arrested a citizen of Guatemala convicted of sexual battery. ICE New Orleans arrested a citizen of Ecuador convicted of rape in Suffolk County, New York. ICE Atlanta arrested a citizen of Mexico convicted of assault by strangulation. ICE Dallas arrested a citizen of Mexico convicted of assault with a firearm and rape with a foreign object. And ICE Houston arrested a citizen of Guatemala convicted of indecent sexual contact with a child in Texas. These are heinous criminal alien monsters who the previous administration allowed to flood into our country. And every time President Trump and this team deport one of them, our country becomes safer. Finally, before I open it up to questions, I want to tout how successful our efforts have been in filling out President Trump's administration. There have been a record number of 281 Senate confirmed nominations already, with another 280 in process. Here at the White House, OPM and GSA, we have filled 100% of the total number of slots. And this is a record number of placements in the first 58 days of any administration, and a testament to the caliber and the sheer quantity of talented people who want to work for President Trump to make America great again. Here in our new media seat today, we have Katie Pavlich. Katie is the editor of townhall.com, which is a subsidiary of Town Hall Media. It's a leading conservative news and opinion outlet based right here in Washington, D.C., with writers and journalists reporting around the country. Last year, Town Hall Media had 60 million unique users and 1.4 billion page views, with a broad reach on a number of social media platforms. With that, Katie, please kick us off.
Thank you, Caroline. Really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. So given the back and forth with this U.S. District Judge and the administration's use of the Alien Enemies Act, does the President plan to send new and additional flights of Venezuelan gang members, now designated as foreign terrorists, from the U.S. to El Salvador or elsewhere? Can Americans expect to see those flights sometime soon?
Americans can absolutely expect to see the continuation of the mass deportation campaign that has been successfully led by this president, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and also our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Since you brought up the judges, I would like to point out that the judges in this country are acting erroneously. We have judges who are acting as partisan activists from the bench. They are trying to dictate policy from the President of the United States. They are trying to clearly slow walk this administration's agenda, and it's unacceptable. As the President said last night, we will continue to comply with these court orders. We will continue to fight these battles in courts, but it's incredibly apparent that there is a concerted effort by the far left to judge shop, to pick judges who are clearly acting as partisan activists from the bench in an attempt to derail this president's agenda. We will not allow that to happen. And not only are they usurping the will of the president and the chief executive of our country, but they are undermining the will of the American public, tens of millions of Americans who duly elected this president to implement the policies that are coming out of this White House.
And then one more question. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said yesterday that he was united with Democrats in working against Americans who, quote, their attitude is, I made my money all by myself, how dare your government take my money from me? Or, I built my company with my bare hands, how dare your government tell me how to treat my customers? What is the president's response to this given his upcoming tax agenda and need to work on Capitol Hill?
Well, we certainly hope that Democrats all of a sudden are for more money in the pockets of the American public. The president has made it incredibly clear that he is committed to tax cuts. He is committed to passing a big reconciliation package later this year, ending no taxes on tips, taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security for our hardworking seniors. And we encourage everybody on Capitol Hill to support that when it comes to the finish line, especially Democrats who clearly need a boost from the American public right now. Their approvals are at an all-time record low. Thanks for being with us, Katie. Garrett.
I have one other question, but I want to follow up on Katie's question, actually. You said the mass deportation campaign would continue, but she asked about the flights specifically. Will those flights to El Salvador continue while this case is being appealed?
We don't have any flights planned specifically, but we will continue with the mass deportations. And I would just like to point out that the judge in this case is essentially trying to say that the president doesn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists from our American soil. That is an egregious abuse of the bench. This judge does not have that authority. It is the opinion of this White House and of this administration, and that's why we're fighting this in court. And it's very, very clear that this is an activist judge who is trying to usurp the president's authority. Under the Alien Enemies Act, the president has this power, and that's why this deportation campaign has continued. And this judge, Judge Boasberg, is a Democrat activist. He was appointed by Barack Obama. His wife has donated more than $10,000 to Democrats, and he has consistently shown his disdain for this president and his policies, and it's unacceptable.
I wanted to go about the idea that these people are all foreign terrorists, but Judge Boasberg was originally appointed by George W. Bush and then elevated by Barack Obama. I just feel like I should clear that up.
Well, let me just say something to that effect, Garrett. 67% of all of the injunctions in this century have come against which president? Donald J. Trump. Let me say that again. 60% of the injunctions by partisan activists in the judicial branch have come against President Donald Trump, and 92% of those have been from Democrat-appointed judges. This is a clear, concerted effort by leftists who don't like this president and are trying to impose or slow down his agenda.
So, given that, do you think it's a good use of Congress's time and the president's political capital to try to impeach and remove a federal judge, which would take 67 votes you're unlikely to get in the Senate?
Well, look, the president has made it clear that he believes this judge in this case should be impeached, and he has also made it clear that he has great respect for the Chief Justice John Roberts, and it's incumbent upon the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges. These partisan activists are undermining the judicial branch by doing so. We have co-equal branches of government for a reason, and the president feels very strongly about that. Jackie.
What options does the president have to, he says he's going to follow court orders. He wouldn't defy a court order, but he's raised these concerns about these judges acting in such a partisan way. What option does he have to ensure that his agenda continues to move forward while this is ongoing and the judges appear to be trying to just block and delay and impede?
Well, you're right. They are trying to block, delay, and impede. This is lawfare. The president is no stranger to it. He faced it in his campaign, and this is a continuation of the lawfare that President Trump faced as a candidate, and he's now unfortunately facing as a president. Clearly, these partisan activists in the judicial branch didn't get the memo on November 5th when the American people overwhelmingly re-elected this president to continue with mass deportations. So White House counsel and the Department of Justice are working on this. They're appealing these cases, and we will continue to use the full weight of the White House counsel's office and the president's team of lawyers to fight this in court, because we know we will win, even if we have to go all the way to the Supreme Court.
One more on TDA. Andy McCarthy said in an interview with Hugh Hewitt, he certainly agrees with what the president is trying to do with the Alien Enemies Act, but he's not sure that the law is completely on his side. He cites some previous Supreme Court rulings dealing with enemy combatants in wartime, says that even they have a right to challenge their detention in court. He raised concern also that while TDA has been designated as a terrorist organization, these individuals hadn't been prosecuted for terrorism. So my question is, will the president ask Congress potentially to declare war on these cartels for the invasion that he's talked about so that he's on stronger legal footing?
Well, we absolutely disagree with the legal opinion of the individual that you mentioned. We would not have moved forward with this if we didn't believe the president. This was within the president's executive authority to continue with this mass deportation effort under the authority provided to him under the Alien Enemies Act. And when you read the act, as I did last time at the podium, a predatory incursion is absolutely what has happened with Tren de Aragua. They have been sent here by the hostile Maduro regime in Venezuela, and the president, immediately upon taking office, designated TDA as a foreign terrorist organization. And under this act, it is within the president's authority to deport these terrorists. And anybody trying to defend these terrorists who have now been sent off of American soil should talk to the families of the individuals who these heinous monsters have killed and have raped. If you talk to those families, they are so heartened by the president's decision to take tough action and to use his executive authority, something that no other president has been willing to do, because President Trump does what he says he's going to do, and he is deporting these foreign terrorists from American soil to secure our homeland, and he's within his rights to do that. Jennifer.
Very quickly on Tesla, there's a website that's trying to dox Tesla owners across the country and saying they're only going to take down personal information when people show that they've sold their cars. What's the administration going to do about that?
I haven't seen that website, but we certainly think it's despicable, the violence that has taken place against Tesla, the company, its employees, and also just Americans who have chosen to drive an electric vehicle. Many of them are Democrats, by the way. Democrats were big supporters of Tesla and of electric vehicles until Elon Musk decided to vote for Donald Trump. So we would like Democrats to also come out and condemn this heinous violence that we have seen, and I believe the Attorney General has said she's investigating these incidents as acts of domestic terrorism. Jennifer.
On Ukraine, can you say, is the White House going to pause foreign military aid or intelligence sharing with Ukraine, as Russia says it's pushing for? And then I have a follow-up on the Federal Trade Commission.
Sure. When it comes to Ukraine, I do have a statement for you from the National Security Advisor and also the Secretary of State. First, I'd like to reiterate what the President said earlier following his call with President Zelensky this morning. He said he just completed a very good telephone call with President Zelensky. It lasted approximately 1 hour. Much of the discussion was based on the call made yesterday with President Putin in order to align both Russia and Ukraine in terms of their requests and needs. We are very much on track, and I will ask Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Mike Waltz to give an accurate description of the points discussed. That statement will be put out shortly. Well, I have that statement for you right here. Bear with me as I read it. Today, President Trump and Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky had a fantastic phone conversation. President Zelensky thanked President Trump for a productive start for the work of the Ukrainian and American teams in Jeddah on March 11th. The meeting of the senior officials from both nations significantly helped in moving toward ending the war. President Zelensky thanked President Trump for the support of the United States, especially the Javelin missiles that President Trump was first to provide and his efforts towards peace. The leaders agreed Ukraine and America will continue working together to bring about a real end to the war, and that lasting peace under President Trump's leadership can be achieved. President Trump fully briefed President Zelensky on his conversation with Putin and the key issues discussed. They reviewed the situation in Kursk and agreed to share information closely between their defense staffs as the battlefield situation evolved. President Zelensky asked for additional air defense systems to protect his civilians, particularly Patriot missile systems, and President Trump agreed to work with him to find what was available, particularly in Europe. The two leaders also agreed on a partial ceasefire against energy. Technical teams will meet in Saudi Arabia in the coming days to discuss broadening the ceasefire to the Black Sea on the way to a full ceasefire. They agreed this could be the first step toward the full end of the war and ensuring security. President Zelensky was grateful for the president's leadership in this effort and reiterated his willingness to adopt a full ceasefire. President Trump also discussed Ukraine's electrical supply and nuclear power plants. He said that the United States could be very helpful in running those plants with its electricity and utility expertise. American ownership of those plants would be the best protection for that infrastructure and support for Ukrainian energy infrastructure. President Zelensky also thanked President Trump for continuing to push humanitarian concerns, including the exchange of prisoners of war. He noted they had just had a successful exchange and thanked the president for his leadership on that. President Trump also asked President Zelensky about the children who had gone missing from Ukraine during the war, including the ones that had been abducted, and President Trump promised to work closely with both parties to help make sure those children were returned home. They agreed all parties must continue the effort to make a ceasefire work. The presidents noted the positive work of their advisors and representatives, especially Secretary Rubio, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, Special Envoy Kellogg, and others. The presidents instructed their teams to move ahead with the technical issues related to implementing and broadening the partial ceasefire. The presidents instructed their advisors and representatives to carry out this work as quickly as possible. The presidents emphasized that in further meetings, the teams can agree on all necessary aspects of advancing toward lasting peace and security. That is a lengthy statement that was just given to me, so thanks for bearing with me. Our office will, of course, provide this after. And as you know, as I just pointed out in the statement, the president's team of negotiators and national security experts will be heading to Saudi again later this week to continue working on and ironing out the details. But I would just like to emphasize we have never been this close to peace, and it's only because of President Trump that we are here. I think a couple of years ago, as you all reported on the war, it was incomprehensible to have a partial ceasefire in this conflict. And today that is true because of the leadership of this president.
So they agreed to closely share information between their defense staffs. Does that mean all intelligence sharing will continue? So the White House is rejecting Russia's request to pause?
Intelligence sharing in terms of defense for Ukraine will continue to be shared. Mary.
Thanks, Caroline. I have two questions. One on the United States Institute of Peace and then on the Supreme Court, if that's okay.
Sure.
So on the United States Institute of Peace, this is a little bit wild. I understand the old president refused to leave after he was removed from his position. He barricaded himself in his offices, had to be escorted out by police, left the building without Wi-Fi, telephones, elevators, and more, and is now telling media that Doge broke in and illegally removed him. So can you comment on this sequence of events and specify, did Doge illegally enter?
I'm really glad you brought this up, Mary. We were made aware of this story by individuals at Doge, at Elon Musk's team, and also at the State Department who were unable to access this building. And it became very clear that there was a concerted effort amongst the rogue bureaucrats at the United States Institute of Peace to actually physically barricade themselves essentially inside of the building to prevent political appointees of this administration who work at the direction of the President of the United States to get into the building. There was a piece in the Daily Caller, thank you for sharing the truth on this, about what happened. Staff contacted the MPD in an attempt to prevent Doge personnel from entering. They barricaded the doors. They also disabled telephone lines, internet connections, and other IT infrastructure within the building. They distributed flyers internally, encouraging each other to basically prevent these individuals from accessing the building. I use this to say this is what Doge and this administration is facing. It's a resistance from bureaucrats who don't want to see change in this city. President Trump was elected on an overwhelming mandate to seek change and implement change, and this is unacceptable behavior.
Thank you. And just really quick on the Supreme Court. I know it's been almost 3 years now since the leak of the draft Dobbs opinion to Politico, actually. A leak which sparked protesting outside the homes of the justices and even brought on one attempted assassination attempt. I know Justice Alito said that it made the justices targets for assassination, but yet the Supreme Court has not tracked down any leaker. Does the White House have interest in finding out who that leaker was, and can you comment on that at all?
I know generally speaking the president has an interest in finding leakers and he believes it's unacceptable, and it's the position of this administration. You've seen the Secretary of Homeland Security has taken tough action at her agency. Leaking is unacceptable to this president and to the leaders across the board in this cabinet, especially when it puts people in harm's way. Sure.
Thank you, Caroline. A mom whose daughter was forced to change in a locker room with a biological male at school filed a complaint with the DOJ. How will the Trump DOJ deal with violations of President Trump's orders protecting women and girls like this?
I would defer you to the Department of Justice on that specific case, but the president has made it incredibly clear that it is the policy of this administration that there are only two genders, male and female, only two sexes rather, male and female, and that we are not going to tolerate such behavior by men pretending to be women. The president will continue to strongly stand for the rights of women and girls, not just in sports and on athletic fields, but also in private spaces like locker rooms and bathrooms. Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. On the FTC, two quick questions. Can you explain the president's thinking in his decision to fire the two Democratic commissioners, especially given that Mark Meadow is on track to be confirmed next week and there would be a Republican majority? My biggest question is why now?
Sure. Because the time was right to let these people go, and the president absolutely has the authority to do it. And they were given ample notice in a letter that I believe your outlet reported on. So it pretty much explains exactly why this administration chose to let those individuals go.
Is the ultimate goal to get this to the Supreme Court to try to overturn the 1935 precedent?
The goal was to let these individuals go. If we have to fight it all the way to the Supreme Court, we certainly will. Rachel.
Back to those deportation flights to El Salvador, can the administration provide any more details on how authorities determined that each of those men were in fact members of a gang? And if the White House can publish images, photos, videos of those men, why can't the administration just release basic information like their identities and names?
We are not going to reveal operational details about a counterterrorism operation, but what I can assure you, as I said on Monday, we have the highest degree of confidence in our ICE agents and our Customs and Border Patrol agents who have committed their lives to targeting illegal criminals in our country, particularly foreign terrorists, and they had great evidence and indication. They have the highest degree of professionalism, and they were 100% confident in the individuals that were sent home on these flights and in the president's executive authority to do that.
Follow up, I know in the last briefing you cited privacy concerns as a reason why the administration may not be able to reveal the identities. What exactly are the privacy rights of immigrants who were deported that the administration says were dangerous enough to be sent to El Salvador and sit in a prison?
Again, as I just said, we're not going to reveal the operational details of a counterterrorism operation for quite obvious reasons. We're trying to combat terrorism here in the United States of America. Jeff.
I could ask something else about the phone call yesterday. There was a couple different readouts from the Kremlin and the U.S. on a couple different points. One was energy and infrastructure. The U.S. statement said energy and infrastructure. The Kremlin said energy infrastructure. What is your understanding of what the actual substance of that disagreement was? Then I have one other question on that.
I would defer you to the readout that was provided by the White House. That's our understanding, and that's the truth.
And if I could ask a question about the judge as well. How does a president define a bad judge? Is it just someone who disagrees with him? And is that a dangerous precedent in this case, because this is a temporary ruling from Judge Boasberg that he could ultimately rule in your favor? Is he setting up a standard here for calling for the impeachment of a judge who may ultimately rule on your side?
No, it has nothing to do with disagreeing with the president on policy. It's with disagreeing with the Constitution and the law. And it's trying to usurp the authority of the executive branch of this country. It's having baseless reasoning for these injunctions. And it's a clear effort by these judges to slow roll this president's agenda. And if you just look at the injunctions that this president has faced, deporting foreign terrorists from our homeland, hiring and firing of executive branch employees, which when the president is the executive of the executive branch. You also see an injunction by a partisan activist judge when it comes to the Secretary of Defense trying to determine the readiness of our troops and the qualifications of our troops in our armed forces. Does a single district court judge really have more authority over the Commander-in-Chief and the Secretary of Defense to determine who should serve in our United States Armed Forces? Absolutely not. Anyone who has taken a basic civics lesson can understand that, and it's ridiculous lawfare that we are witnessing. And it's.
The president said he respects the Chief Justice here. Does he respect him specifically on this case and this opinion, or respects him overall? And has he spoken to any other Supreme Court justices?
The president respects Chief Justice Roberts overall. He just expressed that to me in the Oval Office. But it's also quite clear that the Supreme Court needs to rein in these judges who are acting as partisan activists, and they are undermining the judicial branch. And it's a dereliction of duty on their behalf. Deanna, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Caroline. On the call with Zelensky, did they discuss the minerals deal at all? Is that back on the table, and what do the Ukrainians have to do to get that back on the table? And then one on the Russia call as well.
Again, I just provided a very lengthy readout of the call that was provided by the Secretary of State and the National Security Advisor. And now we have moved beyond the economic minerals deal. We are at a place of peace. We're at a partial ceasefire, and we're moving towards a full ceasefire and a long-standing peace in this conflict. And that's great news for the American public.
Kremlin readout mentioned that Trump and Putin spoke about potential U.S.-Russia hockey games. And the Kremlin readout also said that Russia wanted the U.S. to stop U.S. intelligence and U.S. funding to Ukraine. The president has said that that conversation did not happen. Just wondering if you can get us any more clarity on that. And also, again, if it's energy infrastructure or if it's energy and infrastructure, because I think there is a big difference between that.
Again, as for the readouts of the call, I would defer you to ours. And when it comes to the topic of hockey, it did come up. However, we're more interested in securing a peace deal than scheduling hockey games right now. Sean.
Hey, about the deportation flight. So was it the president himself who directed the planes to stay in the air after the judge ordered them to turn back?
The president signed invoked the Aliens Enemies Act with a proclamation, which then directed the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of State to move forward with the plan of action. And as I said yesterday, all of the planes that were subject to the judge's written order took off before the order was submitted in court. I was asked and answered that question multiple times yesterday. Kate, go ahead.
Is the president still considering pressuring Russia with sanctions or tariffs to try to get a full ceasefire? And is there any kind of deadline or timeline that the White House has in mind for when that pressure might ramp up?
Again, the president had a nearly 2-hour-long call with President Putin yesterday. We provided a readout of that call, and we have his negotiating team heading to the Middle East this week to continue these discussions in regards to sanctions and any other details. I'm not going to give a readout of those from this podium.
And on TikTok, is Oracle the leading contender for a deal? And would the U.S. back a deal that keeps TikTok's algorithm and the underlying technology still in Chinese hands?
As President Trump does so well, we don't get ahead of ourselves when we are in the midst of the art of the deal. So when the president and this team are ready to announce a deal on TikTok, which is a high priority for the president, we will make that known. I've seen that reporting, but I'm not going to comment on it just yet. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Press Secretary Leavitt. Some prominent Trump supporters have been making the case that Derek Chauvin deserves a pardon. They argue that he did not receive a fair trial. Joe Biden and other Democrats actually implied that he was guilty while the trial was going on. BLM rioters had these jurors under immense threat and pressure. Mainstream media, frankly, many news outlets here today are complicit here. They chose to ignore the autopsy report. They chose to ignore the full body camera footage. They decided to slander Derek Chauvin as a racist cop instead. Does the administration believe Derek Chauvin received a fair trial, and will they consider a pardon moving forward?
The president has been asked and answered this question. He said it's not something he's considering at this time. Philip.
Thank you. 2 questions. First, just a follow-up on the readouts from those calls. When it comes to the discrepancies between the U.S. and Russian readout of that call between President Trump and Putin, is it the president's assessment something that's getting lost in translation, or does he believe that the Russians are trying to play games here?
Nope. The president believes in his team that put the readout out, and he also put his own out on Truth Social. We've been incredibly transparent about all of the president's calls with foreign leaders, and again, I would defer you to the readout.
And then following up on...
Thank you, Caroline. White House said yesterday that gas prices across the U.S. have fallen for the 4th straight week. 34 states now seeing gas under $3 a gallon. This limited ceasefire with Ukraine regarding oil refineries, energy, will that affect gas prices here in the U.S.?
Well, it's certainly the president's hope that gas prices will continue to fall, and he's working every single day to ensure that we do. As you just mentioned, there's been very encouraging data. Inflation is cooling and gas prices are falling. The president has established a National Energy Dominance Council, and it's ultimately the president's goal, and this administration is working hard on it every single day, to increase our energy production right here in the United States of America, to have it Trump energy boom like we saw in our first term, which will not only lead to lower fuel prices here at home, but also lessen the rate of inflation that was created by the previous administration.
One more on Tesla, Caroline. Tim Walz, Governor Walz, saying last night he frequently checks Tesla stock, in doing so to, quote, give me a little boost during the day. How should Americans view politicians who take pride in the downfall of an American car company?
I think that's quite sad, but I think Governor Walz unfortunately is living a sad existence after his devastating defeat on November 5th. Reagan, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. Across the country, Tesla cars are being lit on fire, dealerships are being shot up, Molotov cocktails are being used. There was a website posted yesterday that shared the addresses of private Tesla owners and reportedly had Kash Patel's information on it. A.G. Bondi has called this acts of domestic terrorism. Does the White House have any indication that this is some sort of coordinated movement or that it's being funded by some outside group? And do you know if the investigation by the DOJ is being investigated as incidents of organized terror?
I believe the Attorney General has made her comments clear on that. She is investigating these events as acts of domestic terrorism, and we fully condemn them. And as I said earlier to Jackie's question, we think it's despicable what is happening to not just this American company, but also their innocent employees. And again, innocent Americans who drive these vehicles. And we condemn it wholeheartedly. Sure.
More than 24,000 workers in 18 agencies are in the process of being reinstated. What is your message to these workers, and can you assure them they won't be fired again as the administration directs agencies to do more layoffs?
Well, the administration is complying with the court's order. Again, as I have spoken about repeatedly, we think it's despicable that we have judges acting as judicial activists, partisan activists, trying to dictate who the President of the United States, the executive of the executive branch, can hire and fire. We have never seen anything like this. We are fighting this in court, and we will continue to fight it all the way. I
just want to cut in here. We seem to have gotten some new video, or at least a new camera angle, of the ongoing barricade incident outside CIA headquarters. We heard on the scanner several hours ago, over 3 hours ago, on the scanner it was reported a man had a gun and was pointing it at his head and also at the CIA building. He was described as a white man in his 40s with long hair and camouflage pants. It's a barricade situation. The CIA came out with a statement in the last hour, according to Nick Schifrin and others. Nick is with NewsHour. I think it's PBS. But I've seen this multiple places. The CIA statement is, there is an ongoing incident that law enforcement is currently responding to outside CIA headquarters. Additional details will be made available as appropriate. So we have this new camera angle here that you're seeing right now, and I'm going to put the volume back up for the last part of the press briefing. I'm checking for updates, and we will keep coverage of this ongoing barricade situation outside CIA headquarters. I've also seen multiple reports saying, including from ABC News, that shots have not been fired. There was some question as to whether shots have been fired. The latest report from ABC News I saw said shots had not been fired. So anyways, keeping an eye on this. I'll put the volume back up on the end of the press briefing. We'll talk more about the CIA incident, and but I wanted to acknowledge that we have some new video angle. It looks like a new angle or new lens or something. I don't know that it's a different camera. Maybe it's a different camera, but let me turn the volume back up in the briefing, and we'll keep talking about the CIA barricade incident.
Is sending his highly skilled, intelligent, and experienced team to Saudi Arabia later this week to continue fighting for peace in this conflict. And I would just reiterate one more time, we have never been closer to peace than we are today. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you later.
There we go. All right, so that's the briefing. That was the briefing. All right, let me get that off the screen. And now we're going to get this off the screen. I'm going to turn the volume on. No, we don't want that off the screen. We want that off the screen. We're going to put this, hang on, in the corner. Turn the volume on for this. Yeah, this incident is still going on. Look at this. Again, according to Nick Schifrin, a CIA spokesperson says this is an ongoing incident that law enforcement is currently responding to outside of CIA headquarters. Additional details will be made available as appropriate. Fairfax police called this a barricade situation, barricade incident. And I'm going to play for you guys the scanner report from earlier about this. Scanner report from about 4 hours ago now. Here is what was on the scanner about 4 hours ago. Play this for you right now. Here we go.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Melanie Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
Play that one more time from earlier.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Melanie Madison Boulevard, Potomac School.
Hold on. We got another, I mean, look at this. We have another armored vehicle coming in. This is a huge response. It's been going on for hours. As far as I'm aware, it's one person. But this is still ongoing. Let me play that again.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Melanie Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. Yeah, police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
And we see, I mean, look at this. It's like you have all these police there. They're talking, seems to be maybe pointing at some sort of map or something, pointing at something. This is an active operation. Criminal intel unit, emergency response team. This certainly looks like very active. Pointing and seem to be, discussing the operation details. This does not look like an incident that's over. Mike C. says their body language says a lot. I mean, it certainly looks like this is an active incident. XDG said hostage is possible. A couple of our viewers have mentioned hostages. I have not seen any reporting of hostages. It is kind of strange, though. It's strange that if it was just like a crazy guy with a gun who was at the security gate over 4 hours ago, I mean, maybe this is just the standard response when it's at this location, but I mean, this is clearly a huge response, and it's clearly an ongoing active incident, and law enforcement is talking to each other. You have a guy with a long gun. I mean, Share Peace thinks it's a standard standoff. Music Waz says way too excessive for one person. It's very interesting to see this size response, because when you hear the scanner traffic, you think, okay, maybe it's just a crazy guy with a pistol or something. And maybe it is. But I mean, this is over 4 hours in. And look at the discussion here. Now, another thing could be, I don't know if they're talking about, if people have to leave the building, do they send the people somewhere else? Maybe there's some sort of concern that they don't want people in the building who are going in and out, at risk. Maybe, I don't know, because so I don't know if that's any of this here. Trying to keep people safe. But it's just, this is a really big response, clearly. I mean, look at we have all these armored vehicles that we see. Look at this. Now, this is a barricade situation. I don't know where the barricade is. I mean, a couple of viewers have said he took somebody hostage. I haven't heard that, but where is this person barricaded? Look at this. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. Scott thinks this isn't one guy. Thank you for your support, MAGA since 1942. Crazy Yoda. Tonya Bologna. DJ. Stormbreaker Chasing. Boomer Wow. Adrian Taylor. John Lopez, thanks for your support. Also, I want to thank hang on a moment here. Our moderators who are here. Over on Twitch, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and Surly Dev. Thank you. Thanks, Ruth Krafasi, Cynthia Moon over there on YouTube. Did I say the first group was on Twitch? This is on YouTube. Beth Mythical on YouTube as well. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Also on Facebook, K. Lowry Body, Margaret Riley. Thank you so much for being there. Thanks also Mama457 Rose for your support. Thank you to Sharon Klassen Goslin for subscribing on Facebook, and Kay and Margaret as well. Robert Real II, thanks for subscribing over there. Oh, look at this. Wow, El Vasco just gave 50 people memberships. as a person drives in. El Vasco just gave 50 people memberships on YouTube. Make sure you thank El Vasco or anybody else who gave you a membership or a subscription. This is an enormous law enforcement response. Just to sum up here, we are over 4 hours after this incident began. According to police scanner traffic, it began with a man in his 40s pointing a gun at his head and at the CIA headquarters, and he was being confronted by police at the security gate, and that's what we know about that, and it's become a barricade situation. It's been going on over 4 hours. You can see with your own eyes the size of this law enforcement response. According to ABC News, the report I saw, no shots had been fired. I can't confirm that. A very brief statement was released in the last hour, I believe, by the CIA, according to Nick Schifrin, where they say there is an ongoing incident that law enforcement is currently responding to outside CIA headquarters. Additional details will be made available as appropriate. I mean, look, the FBI is on the scene. Look at that, FBI. So I just don't know, because when I heard it on the scanner, it sounded to me like, all right, maybe just like a person, a mentally disturbed person with a pistol. Would this be the response to a mentally disturbed person with a pistol? Well, I guess it depends on the situation. What is the exact barricade situation? But this is just an enormous response. Lots of vehicles, multiple armed vehicles. Adiz thinks it's because it's a federal building. I mean, I'm assuming they want to take the person and not harm the person, but I don't know if the person is just sort of sitting on a bench. I don't know that this would be the response. Again, I'm not a law enforcement expert. It's clearly an enormous response. And they look to be planning some sort of thing. Look at the number of people in this huddle. Andrews says, is there an unknown hostage situation? I've seen nothing reported about hostages, but very little information. This is a few miles away from Washington, D.C., in McLean, Virginia. Heavenly Intervention mentioned you could hear planes. Yeah, I'm not aware that the planes you're hearing are for this incident. There was reports of drones. I think we heard a report earlier on the scanner. I was playing some of the old scanner traffic, which sounded like they were flying at least one drone above there. I would not be surprised if they are. I had looked on flight trackers and didn't see anything overhead. So if you hear planes, it may just be planes going over the area. I mean, there are planes that fly over the area. Thank you so much, by the way, to Donna Brandt and Heavenly Intervention again. Just it's a confusing situation. Confusing to me. Bloomin' Chaos says all this for one single person. Robin Ridge says maybe this person has barricaded himself with the guard at the security gate in the gatehouse. Don't know. She said, Robin says some bomb unit officers are there. Yeah, I don't remember what we've seen, but I do know I saw reports earlier of bomb squad being there. Maybe we've actually seen it and I just don't remember. Thank you, Robin Ridge. Thank you also, MAGA since 1942. Eliza Jane says it's confusing to me too. Jesse's girl says possible hostages. We don't. I hope not. Lethal Old Fart says he's likely sitting in his vehicle. I don't know that maybe he has a vehicle. I don't know. Maybe he does. Let me play again. This is the earlier scanner traffic from over 4 hours ago. This is the initial call that I was able to find on the scanner. So I'm going to play this again for you. Here's the scanner traffic from over 4 hours ago.
Scout 311 Bravo and 310 Bravo is towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
I'll play it again.
311 Bravo, 310 Bravo is towards the weapon complaint area. 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
Okay, so we are bringing you live coverage here. Hang on a moment here. Yeah, they mentioned the security gate. They said that he was at the security gate on that scanner traffic. Look at this. Long guns being handed out. Now, maybe these are people just getting there to relieve other people. That's FBI. FBI right there. Somebody giving somebody a long gun. Are they coming or going? He just handed a gun to somebody. Well, they're not leaving right now. Look at this. Wow. Will B thinks it's a sniper. Yeah, look at all these people with their long guns. P. Brezzi thinks it's a sniper team. Thank you, John Lopez, for your support. Wednesday Adams says there may be more to it than we know. Thanks to Brian Tampa, our member. Our viewer Ditalics thinks it involves hostages or bombs. Hate Luzin says just another day in the USA. Assessing Situation says, do they really need 100 military men for one guy? Waste of our taxpayer money. Jamie Rowland says FBI could be taking over. Vince Seda says, are there armed guards at the security gate? That I do not know. Saku Satala says, my wife thinks it's a drill. Well, I mean, that it would, look, I can't tell. All I know, if it was a drill, the police didn't know that because the Fairfax police reported it on their scanner. And also, the CIA just came out with the last hour and said there's an ongoing incident that law enforcement is currently responding to outside CIA headquarters. I have a hard time thinking if this is a drill, that several hours in, the CIA is releasing statements saying it's real. That'd be very strange to me if they spent all day doing this without telling anyone. Thank you, Rachel Dolly Hug. She thinks the security gate they're talking about is off Dolly Madison between Georgetown Pike on-ramp and Seville Lane. Now, originally the police had said, well, they closed traffic. It's not clear to me. If I play the scanner traffic, I can again, I'll tell you, they gave an address, I think, on the scanner. But hold on. Here's the initial scanner traffic that I heard from over 4 hours ago.
Yeah, 311 Bravo, 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Dolly Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road. Let's turn towards the weapon complaint area, 311 Dolly Madison Boulevard, Potomac Schools Road.
I'm going to show you a map in a second. But I don't know that that's the exact address. Here, real quick. Well, I don't. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that vehicle. Look at that vehicle going in. Wow. Look at that thing. Some sort of armored vehicle heading over there. I'm not turning on the live scanner because all I have access to is a local scanner. When I last turned it on over an hour ago, I was getting nothing. I cannot imagine at this point that you're going to get much from the local scanner. There's only 120 people listening to it. It would be more than that if they were putting out a lot of stuff, and it's just going to get in the way. So if I had a scanner that I thought would help the coverage, I will. I tried it earlier, and it was just getting in the way because it wasn't about what's going on. It's not even a federal scanner. It's a Fairfax County scanner. Tony Nome says, this huge response is crazy. There must be more happening. I'll check it again in a second. But when I last turned it on, it was just getting in the way.
Okay, that'll probably be the, are they county guys or the FBI? Okay, alright. Well, sounds like you'll have a go time then. So most of the FBI guys peeled off back around the back, I think. They're getting in there. There's in position 2 Bearcats on the back side of where this guy is. So that might be there for the flank. And I guess they're going to try and do something here soon. Alright.
It sounds like whoever was talking saying that the FBI is getting on the back flank of where the guy is. I can't be sure of that. That's what it sounded like. I really don't want to look at that video. So really quick, I really don't want to go away from the video for very long. Here is the area here. There's Dolly Madison Boulevard right here. And then the building, the headquarters building is here. CIA right there. All this parking is here. I don't know which gate. I mean, there's a gate when you come in right here. I don't know if that's where he is. There's a gate right there. You know, again, that's the complex. That is Dolly Madison Boulevard. And, but I just, you know, maybe it's this gate. I don't know, honestly. I just heard security gate on the scanner.
The guy's jumping in the Bearcat, so they might be getting ready. The Rook is back out there, and there's a few guys that just jumped in the back of the Bearcat.
There's also a gate, you know, there's this thing right here there's that right on Dolly Madison. There's a little building there, so. Oh, it looks like are they on Dolly Madison? I think they might be on Dolly Madison right now. That's from the looks of it. I think they are right here. I think the video is right here because I think this building is what we're seeing. It's not a big building. I think they're right. I think this. I'm not saying that the man is right here. What I'm saying is I believe this camera is at Dolly Madison. But I'm not sure how far in. I mean, further up the road is a security gate, if that's the one they're talking about. This is a Reuters camera. Yeah, see that little building there is, again, I believe this is Dolly Madison right here. Rachel Dolly Hug says they are on the Dolly Madison. Really quick, see that building back there? I think that building, that little building is right here. And you can see there's Dolly Madison Boulevard, and it's the entrance to the complex. And there's the complex in the back. And there is a gate right here, so I don't know if that's the security gate where we heard about on the scanner from over 4 hours ago. This camera has been there for several hours. Please correct me if you think that is incorrect geolocation, but I just from what I can see on Google Maps and Street View and stuff, it does look like it to me. That looks like the building to me right there. Yeah, that looks exactly like it on Street View. That's it. So to repeat, they are at Dolly Madison. This camera's at Dolly Madison, where you would enter the road to go towards the complex. Some people think he's on a bench right there. One of our viewers thinks he's there and not further away. We had heard, but the thing is, that's not a security gate, though. The scanner from over 4 hours ago said he was at the security gate. That doesn't appear to me to be a security gate, that little structure there. I mean, it's a little place. It could be. It's not really a gate. I mean, who knows how they describe it on the scanner? So. I mean, I have a hard... If the guy's literally sitting at that thing, why would those guys be standing there without any armor on? Yeah, my guess is that he's further away, that he's down the road. But I don't know for sure. Oh, Tactical Bite said that NBC Chopper was there and showed the guy on a corner in a sitting area? Well, that's interesting. See if I can find it. I'm gonna check here. Maybe he's back there somewhere. I mean, we haven't seen him. Haven't seen him on the footage. Hold on. Oh, so I'm looking at some footage from a couple hours ago, right now. All right, they show that building, that little outhouse building. Where's he? I'm looking at a helicopter shot from a couple hours ago. Trying to find it. Okay, I see the guy in this older footage. Where is he? He's there. Is the way out? Is that the corner? Okay. I just saw from a couple hours ago. Yes, is it to the left of those trucks? So I was just looking a couple hours ago at an old helicopter footage, and what I think is let me just show you on the map. See that structure behind those two vehicles? See the two structures? That's that building, and there is helicopter footage which appears to show the guy sitting like in this area. There's like a bench over here. Now that's from over 2 hours ago. But if that's the case, we're seeing this building in the live shot here, and there's like a bench area right here. A bunch of our viewers are saying yes. That's what I saw over a couple hours ago. So it would be to the left. It would be to the left of this. It's like where these vehicles are pointing towards. So again, you're seeing this area right here. And I believe if he's still where he was a couple hours ago, he's over here. I don't know if he moved at all. It's really interesting though. I mean, again, this is an enormous response. And he's been there for over 4 hours. Probably closer to 5 hours now, at least 4.5 hours. Hey, thanks to Path to Heaven for your support. I appreciate that. Thank you. And also Zaishi28. You're saying was he on our stream before and I just didn't see it? It's possible. Zaishi? I can go back and check. Oh, you know what I could do also? I had an idea. You know, he might have briefly appeared on this I have to check our old footage without what we were showing before. When we started, they were showing that fence area. I think. I'm not sure. Showing a fence area. There's nothing flying over there that I saw on Flight Radar 24 or on Flight Radar 24 or ADSB exchange. Again, I'll play the scanner traffic from before in case you haven't heard it. This was over 4 hours ago. From over 4 hours ago, here's what the scanner said.
Scout 311 Bravo and 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area 311 Nellie Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
Hey, thanks so much to Adrian Taylor. Thank you, Adrian. What I just played seemed to pretty much match what you had posted. Thank you also, Bumblebee, our new member. Now, I am hearing a helicopter right now, but I don't see it on ADSB Exchange. Thank you, MAGA since 1942. He says it's a CIA building, not just Walmart. Best of Music thinks too many people mobilized for probably nothing. Confidence in God says this is definitely a large response. I would seriously like to know what is going on. What is really going on. Yeah, neither Flight Radar 24 nor ADSB Exchange is showing aircraft overhead.
You want more of it right here.
What's happening now? The camera moved. Yeah, some people have sent me a clip of supposedly something on a scanner, but I haven't been able to find that on the scanner. So I don't want to play a clip of something that's supposedly of the scanner without confirming it's on the scanner. Thanks, Zaishi28. Yeah, I did see a helicopter shot from a few hours ago, which showed that the man is to the left of.
Yep.
It's basically the guy is, as of a few hours ago, the guy was where the trucks are pointing towards. There's a bench off to the left. No, there's again, the latest report I heard from ABC News is that no shots have been fired. I have not heard any kind of confirmed report that shots have been fired.
Like, I can make it out. I can tell it's in focus, but I can't. Yeah, that's about right. It's just you'll monitor, and it's when it's bright out. This is better.
Now, at some point, are they going to get more active? More proactive, I guess. That I don't know.
Like these are dark.
Thank you, Randy S. for using Sam Papillion says there's canine there now. I was looking up some stuff, so I didn't see that. Did you guys see any dogs there? Twisted Metal thinks they're going to wait for him to get hungry and tired and his adrenaline to die down. Jake Foster thinks they're looking at cameras, checking cameras to see if he planted anything anywhere. Maybe he said he had explosives. Does he have demands? I do not know.
All right, that was the last of them walking off. What's that? That was the last of them walking off. Yeah.
That was the last of them walking up, the guy just said? Colleen Typon says, you think he'd be tired by now? Trying to catch some of their talk. This has been going on close to 5 hours now. Outside CIA headquarters. I'll show you again on the overhead shot what's going on. You're seeing that structure on the camera. The camera's right around here. The guy, as of a couple hours ago, was sitting on a bench in this area. And the vehicles you're seeing are right around here. And the headquarters is up here. See, there's the headquarters up here. So we're on the street out here, where you start going into the headquarters. Again, you're seeing this view, and I believe if the guy's still where he was before, he's in right over here. That would be looking to the left. TJ Adams says, is it go time? WMD45 says, large response for a man with a gun call. Wooding says, any medical fire on or near the scene? I haven't seen ambulances, or maybe I have and I forget. I mean, what I've been seeing is a lot of law enforcement. Squidding says, never seen anything like this before on one of these calls. Maybe it's just the fact of that it's at the CIA headquarters. I'm not sure. I also don't know all the details. Very little said by the CIA team.
Just halfway. 1438.
I'm just going to put on the scanner for a second. I think the local scanner is going to tell us everything.
EMS responded to like private secondary.
I mean, I think it was these things are falling off, stupid things. It's holding up pretty good.
Visual disturbances are correct.
It's pretty steady, it's pretty smooth.
That is
really light. Yeah.
Alright, turn around.
I just got this a few months ago.
I'm going to read you an update here.
Still, that's smoother when you're doing everything like. And this is one thing I would say. This is the way you tighten it is just like this, but it's really kind of small. So unless you have like really strong hand, like I got to tighten it pretty hard. So it doesn't have any knobs or anything.
So here is an update from USA Today.
I don't have one. But
as you can see here, it says, armed police swarm CIA headquarters over barricade incident. USA Today says, heavily armed police rushed to respond to a barricade incident at the headquarters of the CIA in McLean, Virginia, shutting down the road outside in both directions. The Fairfax County Police said the incident began shortly after 10 a.m. I think the scanner traffic is slightly before 10 a.m. that I have. The CIA issued a statement at about 1:24 p.m. over an hour ago saying there is an ongoing incident that law enforcement is currently responding to outside CIA headquarters. Fairfax police said no reports of shots fired had come out over the radio. Some local news stations reported an armed man experiencing a mental health crisis in the area earlier. The incident comes one day after the Trump administration released newly unredacted spy agency files about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Local station ABC7 quoted a law enforcement official as saying no shots had been fired and no injuries were reported. And the scanner traffic, which I'm going to play you once again, over 4 hours ago, said this.
Bravo 310 Bravo, turn towards the weapon complaint area 311 Delhi Madison Boulevard and Potomac Schools Road. Male seen walking near the CIA building, pointing a firearm at his head and towards the building. CIA police is direct. He's described as a 40 to 50-year-old white male, long wavy hair, camo pants with a blue stripe near the ankles. CIA police does have him on camera, currently outside the security gate.
They're loaded up in the truck. And they're ready to go. And you ever been in the back of a Bearcat? They're not fun. I don't blame the guys for standing outside.
Really?
Yeah, it's like being in an APC.
Ethereal thinks they're trying to diffuse the situation by talking. Oh, I can see the dog now. I didn't see the dog.
Body language is how I've always judged it, but I think they're getting ready.
So
These guys have all congregated. All the important-looking people are talking to each other.
It sounds like we're hearing a journalist on the camera saying he thinks they're getting ready from their body language. I don't know who's talking. It sounds like somebody who's covered these kind of things before. Thanks Shadow6530 who says something's got to give at some point. I think maybe the camera is maybe intentionally not showing the guy, although maybe you can't see the guy actually. Hold on. What's happening now? Another vehicle coming in. What does that say? That guy has a gun, long gun. FBI,
Let's take
FBI.
down. Yeah.
They're bringing that truck up. So I believe the guy, if he's where he was before, is up. He's up here, but to the left. Up here, but to the left. Now we have these people. Are these maybe negotiators or something? Because they don't have much armor on. Could be medical people. They don't look like they're armed up as the other people. I don't know. They're FBI. They're certainly FBI. Bomb squad, somebody says? Devil in Disguise says all of this and so much time to get one armed man, something is wrong. Thank you, Maga since 1942. So again, from what I understand, those trucks are pointing towards where the guy is. If the guy is where he was before. The trucks would be about roughly, we're talking about maybe just about, 50 yards maybe, if even, from where the guy is. If he is where he was a couple hours ago, which is on a bench. but those trucks are about 50 yards, maybe less than 50 yards, but about roughly 50 yards.
The guy's got the bullhorn, so I'm guessing those guys are the negotiators.
Hear that? He just said, guys got the bullhorn, so I'm guessing those guys are the negotiators. There's a bull. Wait, where's the bullhorn? I thought we were going to see the bullhorn. What is this? Look at that stuff. Look at that stuff. Is that a speaker? I don't even know.
He's got a patch that says negotiator on it.
He has a patch that says negotiator. Oh, right there, that guy. Look at that. Wow. It says negotiator. The other guy. Right there on the left. Fire Dog believes it is de-escalation. See, it says negotiator right there. FBI negotiator. Tootsie Poo says maybe the police had their own until the FBI got involved. I don't know if this guy has threatened explosives or anything. We know very little. Does that say negotiator too? Couldn't see. Is that a police negotiator? I couldn't tell. Police, Fairfax County Police. Our viewer, Aminth, the Emmy in the AM says fired employee. Don't know who this person is.
Up, left.
We have another armored vehicle coming in. More vehicles. 1, 2. 2 more vehicles coming in. Thank you, Vladimir Putin, our viewer. A number of our viewers, like Vladimir Putin, have said, could this have anything to do with the JFK files? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know why the guy is doing this. We heard on scanner traffic from about 5 hours ago the report that he had pointed a gun in his own head and was pointing it at the CIA building. But white guy in his 40s with long hair and camouflage pants. But obviously, I'm sure there's other information we don't know. Look at all of this going on. Look at all of this. FBI. Maybe they're doing a shift change. I don't know. Mark G says, I'm retired law enforcement. This is especially odd. Exceptionally odd. Robin Ridge, thank you. She says, I saw an FBI patch that said CNT and Google says it's crisis negotiation team. Thank you. Thank you, Robin Ridge. Hey, what is that right there? Is that a speaker? Maybe one of our viewers knows. One of our viewers mentioned LRAD. Wikipedia says LRAD is a specialized loudspeaker that produces sound at high power for communicating at a distance. It's sometimes used for negotiations in siege situations. Some of our viewers are saying LRAD.
All those FBI guys that had walked off, just come back.
Yeah.
So I think that was just a little scouting mission for those guys. And these Bearcats will load up with negotiators. See the guy see the thing that he stuck on the roof? Yeah, I couldn't tell if it's a speaker or if it's one of those, like the loudspeaker.
He was turned around the other way. On the ground, you can see it on the ground.
No.
It looked like a speaker.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't tell if it's one of those riot control ones, like they used in Minneapolis during all that shit, or if it's just for...
It just looked like a big speaker. Yeah. Big thing and then
They're saying that they're not sure what it is. They think maybe it's a speaker. LRADs can be used for crowd control as well. So the guy, those trucks, I believe, are pointing at where the guy is sitting. According to helicopter footage from several hours ago, he was sitting about 40, 50 yards to the left of them. Thank you, by the way, to Susanna Branch. According to Wikipedia, LRADs can be used for crowd control. They can also be used as a way to negotiate. And other uses.
They're doing something different up there.
Hold on, they're doing something. They're doing something.
The guys just came around from the back and they're on the side of the truck.
What's happening?
They got onto the
What's
side of the
happening?
truck?
They're walking up by like the driver's side. You can't see them because they're matching. They're standing like on this side of the truck.
Something is happening.
The guys up there now are just holding fort until these guys get in position to do
I haven't seen them walk out front like that before.
Yes, there's a dog barking.
There's a dog.
Some people saw some hands up. Did anybody see hands up? I can replay it.
These guys are getting out. It's over. This is I bet you this is over. Yeah, it's over.
Hang on, I can replay it. I'm going to show you a replay in a second. Oh, I got it. I can see the hands up. I can see the hands up. All right, hold on a second. Hang on a moment. I'm going to replay you what happened. I found it. I missed it before. So I think he's in custody, but let me show you right now. Hang on. I'm going to put it on the screen for you because I could see somebody with the hands up. Hold on. I'm putting it up right now for you. Just give me a moment, and we will replay it. Okay. Let me put it up right now. Hang on. That's not it. We want... Actually, that's live. I want to do... There. Okay, watch this. Here is the replay. Look at the left. Right there on the left. That's him with his hands up on the left, right there. Look at the left of your screen right here. Left, all the way on the left. See, they're pointing their guns. Now look at all the way on the left here. There he is. He just gets down right there. Right over here. There's his hands right there. Hands right there. There's the guy. I'm going back a couple seconds, but look at these guys. They come out there. They're pointing their guns on the left. And all the way on the left of the screen by the yellow pole, you see the guy's hands in the air. He gets on his knees, it looks like. Right there, hands in the air. My guess is that might be him. Now, did they show him after that? Did they show him walking over? This is a replay, by the way. This is a replay of the video just a minute ago. Yeah, then the door opened and you couldn't see it. So did they show him? Maybe at that point he got into the police vehicle or something? The door blocked, says Geek. I think maybe he got into the police vehicle at that point. I'm going to show that to you again. Give me a moment. Let me just put on that it's a replay, so people don't think the video is live. Yeah, at that point it looks like maybe he's in the police car. Look behind the truck? I don't know. Did anybody see him after? All right, let me go back and show you his they walked him between the two Bearcats. Somebody saying? All right, here is. All right, there he is right there on the left. Okay, hold on. Just to show you again. Look at the left. Look at the left. Everybody, see, all right, hold on a second. The guys, see the guys start walking out. They start walking over to the left. They have their guns drawn. Look at the left. And then you'll see, there's the guy with it. You'll see the hands up in the air. You can see one hand in the air right there. Now you can see, looks like maybe he's putting handcuffs on him or right there. 2 hands in the air. You just saw it. I'll replay it again. 2 hands in the air right there. Go, let me rewind it a second. Right there, and that's when he gets down. See, there he's standing up and he gets down, it looks like. Over on the left there. So people are saying that you can see him. I'm going to let it run because people said that they saw him being taken between. So now this door opens. So some people said that they walked him between the 2 Bearcats. So at this point, where is he? At this point, I think he's like on the ground or something. So I'm just replaying the video here. They haven't walked him yet. So he's on the left there, I assume. Right after the door closes again. Keep an eye on the left. It's coming, says Dotch. Let it run. I'm going to let it run. Going to let it run. Tino says, could possibly be a hostage. Well, I'm going to check the live shot, but I haven't heard there's any hostage. All right, right now, are they going to walk him now? I see people walking. What's happening now? Is he still over there at this point? Keep going? Is this where they walk him over? There, right here. That's him. That's him right there. Wow, amazing. We just saw him. Whoa, okay. Right, I'm going to pause it. Right there. There he is, right there. Right there. Breaking news. Good eye, people in the chat, spotting that. That was quick. Long hair. They did describe a guy in his 40s with longish hair. Wow. Well, good job, good eyes in the chat. Took him off the ground, walked him over. I assume they put him in the truck now. Now, where does he go? Where does he go now? We can't see. Maybe he's in the truck in the back. Again, I'm going to show that one more time when they walk him over. Where is it here? Right here. Look on the left there. He gets up and they walk him over. Oh, you can see the camo pants under one of our... Oh, there's the blue pants. Yes, you could see the blue pants, I believe, because he was described as having blue pants. See, you can see the blue on the left, under. You can see the blue pants for a moment there, under the Bearcat. Let me rewind. You'll see when they walk him over. You see the blue pants there, right there. There's the blue pants. I assume that's his pants. They said blue. They said what they said is camo pants with a blue stripe. Camo pants with a blue stripe, they said it was. Is that what it is? I'm assuming those are his pants. Truth WSYF thinks no way this was the response for one individual. So in case you missed it, again, just going back here, this had been going on for, I believe, over 5 hours. And what you see, I think we saw him taken into custody, where you have the police waiting behind those trucks, and then all of a sudden they start walking forward. They're walking forward, dog walking forward. They have their guns drawn. On the left, look by that yellow pole on the left, right in here. You see the guy with his hands up. Keep watching. There he is. The guy just got down. He's got his hands up. His hands are up right there. You can see his hands up. At that point, he's still sort of in view. I think that maybe they had him get down on flat or something. And then if we play it forward a little bit, you will see them walk him back. Coming up. Right here. Keep your eye on the left of the screen. You will see him get up. He gets up right there, the long blondish hair it looks like, and is walked back behind the truck. ML Simulator says, all that for one man, this is crazy. Now here is the live shot. Let me show you the live camera shot right now. No, that's not the one. We got to show you. Where is the live shot here? It's here somewhere. That's the live shot. That's live. That's not a replay. And are they saying anything?
But we might see them walking.
Music Muse says, wonder what they do with two? Again, this is the live shot. Lady Hawk mentioned Leslie Lady Hawk says, I suspect a news conference soon. I don't know if there's going to be a news conference on this. Maybe we'll get some announcement from the FBI.
I don't know. There's two guys on either side of us who were tapping Yeah, they're just packing up. It's the vehicle in front of that black spur. The white one. The white Charger. Yeah, because they lost him in that vehicle. Never emerged anywhere else.
I haven't seen any official announcement yet. They show him walking to the cop vehicle.
Yeah,
hold on, I'll get you a replay of that as well.
Yeah, 400 Quanto is a good location. Looks like it's going to be 2 or 3 trees. The max diameter is about 2.5 feet. So we're going to be at almost 3 up ASAP. That one is 400 radius. We've been this one.
There might be some more footage of him. I got to pull it up here. man taken.
There he is.
Where? Where was he?
He's being led to the ambulance.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to.
He just
replay
walked
that.
into the ambulance.
Right there. There he is.
You
Right
see
there.
there.
That's him.
To the left of the
there
ambulance.
He is.
Oh yeah, there he is. Yeah, you're right.
You can see him right there.
Going in now.
I'll replay that in a second. Oh, sorry, I have a typo on the screen. I'll fix that. Obviously, there is a typo. Gotta fix my head. So is he just right there? Are they with him right? Are those guys with him right next to the ambulance? Maybe. Might see him again. In a second, I'll play him walking over there.
Did you roll on it here? Did you? Can I just borrow your card and download it? No. No, sorry.
I got the whole thing of him being walked over. In a second, we got the whole thing of him being walked over.
You have another card?
I had it loud because I wanted you to hear what the people were saying, those reporters were saying. So I think they're giving him medical attention. Maybe really quickly, I can quickly show you the replay of him. Oh no, hold on. Now we might see him again because I see people moving. Maybe I'll quickly show you the replay of them walking him over. If I can do it here. Is this the one? No, that's not it. That's it right there. Hang on a moment. Where is... Gotta fix this. Right. That's him right there. I don't want to miss anything live. Thank you to Doug Ross, by the way. I appreciate it. Doug Ross. No, the guy walked over to the ambulance looked like the same guy. I'll show you in a minute. I just don't want to miss him again live here. All right, let me show you right now. Here's the guy being walked over. Here is the guy being walked over. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, is this a different angle? Oh, that's the guy. This is a different camera angle. The guy's right there, right? Is that the blue pants? Look. Isn't that his blue pants? Blue pants right here. Breaking news, I think this is him sitting in the ambulance. Right there. We can see him. There he is. He's sitting in the ambulance. The man was described on the scanner as a white male in his 40s with long hair, with wavy hair, This guy does have wavy hair, and also with camouflage pants with a blue stripe. This appears to be the same guy that they had his hands up and they took into custody about 20 minutes ago. And I'm not aware of any hostage or anything, so I'm assuming this is the guy. Yes, with the blue legs there. Can you see his head? Can you see his hair? One of our viewers said you could see his hair. Oh. Can you see it? I can't see. One of our viewers thinks you can see his hair poking out. Can't tell. Maybe you can see, no, I don't know. Some of our viewers think you're seeing his hair. Marcus says, why no police near him now? Well, I know what you're saying. I mean, I think there's clearly police in the area, but for all I know, he's cuffed. And I do see, it's possible that some of those police or people on the right are police officers. Yeah, I mean, it looks like some of those people might be medical, but maybe all those people standing there are police. I can't tell.
What? No more idea. You wouldn't have gotten it. The explosive that he hit is going to go off as soon as you get your car in. Oh, man, we're going to get it.
Oh, you can see his hair there. You can definitely see his hair.
Still deciding red
I
wire.
don't know if I can make this a little bigger. It gets a little funky when I try to do this. Hold on, I'm going to try to make this bigger for you real quick. Hang on a moment, guys. Hang on a moment. Oh, we can see him right there. We can see him right there. Where is it? We're doing close-up view. Close-up view. Oh my, there he is. Breaking news. Breaking news. There he is. I mean, if this isn't the guy, I don't know who the guy is, because I just know that they had a lot of the officers took him into custody. So, yeah, another, I don't know, one of our viewers said that they confirmed the firearm was loaded. On the scanner it said he was pointing a gun at himself and at the CIA headquarters, but I don't know if he could turn out he didn't have a firearm or not a working one or not a real one, I don't know. There's police right there. Oh, they're walking him away. They're walking him away. Hold on, they're walking him away. They're walking him away right now. Look. Look on the left of your screen. There he goes. There he goes. Camo pants, blue camo pants. They are walking him away. There he is. Yes, he has blue camo pants, right? Wow, there he is. Good view.
So he's coming back. All right.
Camo or tie-dye, I don't know. It was described as camo on the scanner. Our viewer, Sherry, says, weird situation. Yeah, it has been very odd. This is right at that major street, right where the road goes in towards the CIA headquarters. And this was going on over 5 hours. Now this man is in custody. Thank you, MAGA since 1942. Also, Doug Ross and Panic FPV, who said he must have hostages for all this attention. I haven't heard of any hostages. Thank you, Harper Ann and Susanna Branch. I don't know if we'll see him again. Looks like maybe they have some evidence or something. Somebody just handed somebody something.
So that with this, zero.
Well, hopefully, this incident is basically over, hopefully, and nobody got hurt. That would be good. Thank you, Jean Ann, by the way. Also, thanks to Douthis on Twitch for the gift sub, and Carlos Licea for subscribing. Carlos Licea 85707. Ape thinks he's going to have huge restitution fines for this. Is that something they would give you in a case like this? I don't know. Did he have a vehicle? Could they be picking up a vehicle? No, that looks like it's carrying one of the. That looks like it's carrying one of the police vehicles. Captain Jerry Donnelly said that the CIA have its own police force. I have to look that up. I thought I heard some talk of CIA police today. There might be a police force that operates like at the CIA headquarters. I don't know. Oh, I'm seeing something online about Federal Protective Service, FPS. Federal Protective Service, looking it up on Wikipedia now. The Federal Protective Service is the federal agency charged with protecting and delivering integrated law enforcement and security services to facilities owned and leased by the General Services Administration and their occupants. FPS provides integrated law enforcement and security services to U.S. federal buildings, courthouses, and other properties administered by the GSA and DHS. So maybe it was Federal Protective Services officers there. J. Cal says they are on-base police. Edwards says, how many FBI, CIA, and police SWAT does it take to arrest a guy on the bench? Thank you for your support, MAGA since 1942. I'd like to get some confirmation that they've wrapped up the event. Breaking news! Breaking news! It's official. CIA barricade at situation over. I'll show you right now. Here is the post. Here is the post. The situation is officially over. Breaking news. Look. The barricade incident has been resolved. Update. The barricade incident has been resolved. The suspect surrendered to negotiators and is in custody. Breaking news. That is from the Fairfax County Police. Breaking news. Situation over. It has been resolved. The suspect surrendered to FCPD, Fairfax County Police negotiators, and is in custody. Good news. Situation over. Do you guys want to see a quick replay again of him being walked out? We'll do a quick replay. Good job, law enforcement. No injuries. Everyone lives, says Naomi Nocturnal. Yeah, that's good. Macro Geek says, great job. I'm going to show you the guy getting walked over. But where is the gun he had? It hasn't been confirmed he did have a gun. There wasn't much information there. All right, here is a replay from before of him. Here is the replay of him getting walked over. Right here. Watch this. Here is a replay from a few minutes ago. He was in an ambulance, and there he is. There he is. They're walking him away. You can see right there with the long hair. You will see him again coming up here. That's him. That is him right there. It's not live. This is a replay from a couple minutes ago. So there you have it. There you have it. Good job, Reuters, with the camera. Good job. Well, I appreciate you guys joining our coverage of this today. I didn't know where this was going. But officially, the barricade incident has been resolved.
That's how he, like, the way his name. Yeah.
Looks like maybe they're about to take him away. Mal's Bixie says they all cleared out quickly. Silent Owl Scribe says he's in local custody. I was wondering about that. I think he might be with Fairfax. Yeah, I think he might be in a Fairfax County police vehicle. Maybe. If that's what we're looking at right there. No, the when they said community activists, that they might have been talking about something else there. You're hearing some people at the scene talking, but they're, I believe, reporters or camera people, and I don't know what they're talking about specifically. All right. So you're seeing vehicles take off. By the way, if you like our coverage, follow and subscribe Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda here. Also, turn the notifications on. I don't know when big news is going to happen. When it happens, I come on the air. So we have a notification system set up where you can get notified whenever we go live. Works really well. It's free, easy to sign up. We do it through Discord. The mods will post the notifications link in the chat. And you can also get the notification sign up link in the description of this video on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, he's in that car. Yeah, he's in that. That's why we've been here. Trying to wait for our vehicle.
Yeah, they're saying that he's in the second vehicle and the cameras are still there because they're waiting for the vehicle to come out.
That was him. Yeah, but he.
I thought that's what I saw. Why I wasn't here.
Yeah, we saw
this one.
Oh, that could be the end of the shot. We might have just seen the end of the shot. I think they might have cut the footage. Well, anyways. Good job by the camera people. Oh, is it back? No, it's not back right now. By the way, I post breaking news on my X account, which is @Lookner. You can follow me there for updates, breaking news updates @Lookner. Post a link to that. Let's shout out our moderators. Let's shout out our moderators. They are awesome. They are fantastic. They are the reason we can have chat rooms. Beth Mythical over there. Sabrina, Ruth Krafasi on YouTube. Thank you so much. Beezy. All of our other YouTube moderators on Twitch. Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Good Luck Duck, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and Certainly Dev. Thank you. And all of our other Twitch mods. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X, on Facebook, Kay Larry Body, Margaret Riley, Paul Anderson, all of our other Facebook mods. Thank you, moderators. Much appreciated. Thanks to everybody who donated. That's super nice of you guys. You are the ones who support the channel and keep it on the air with your support. So very much appreciated. Thanks to MAGA since 1492 for all your support. Thank you. And everybody else. I think I thanked everybody. Did I get everybody? I think so. If you ever want to donate, you go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv. Barry says that was great to see him walking away in custody and not injured. Yeah, I'm not aware that anyone was injured. Thanks again, Douthis over there on Twitch for your support. Carlos Licea for your support. Hang on a moment here. And I don't have any other information on the person right now. If I see some update, big update, maybe I'll post it on X. Let's see here. And if there's big news later today, if there's big news later today, I will do more coverage of it. We'll do more coverage. What else did I want to mention? Oh, we have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not live. It's the Discord chat. It's free. A lot of our viewers like doing that. Check it out. It's the same link as the free notifications. Check out the Discord chat. And thanks so much to our Discord moderators for all you do. Thanks, Discord moderators. Another good way to find out when we're going live is to follow us on X. For those of you on X, on Agenda Free TV on X, I always post there when we're going live. And I post updates about the channel there too. So follow over there at Agenda Free TV. And for you people who watch on YouTube, I would suggest turning on the YouTube notifications, but it's a little funky to do that. If you want to turn on the YouTube notifications, well, you got to be a subscriber first. And then when you subscribe, oops, I'll show you. When you subscribe on YouTube, what you do is you click this bell and you choose all notifications. So if you do subscribe on YouTube, make sure you have the bell checked and you've chosen all. Also, thank you so much to all of our Facebook subscribers for supporting the channel. Sharon Klassen Goslin, Martha Crawford, thank you. Robert Real II, Ralph Stallworth. Lorraine Starling, our viewer on Facebook, said, I think they performed an excellent professional job. Kay and Margaret, thanks for subscribing. Eve Richards, Lou Green, Erin Van S. Thank you, Erin Van S, for subscribing. And again, appreciate everybody watching. Also, all of our Twitch subscribers, thanks for your support. And the rest of our Facebook subscribers too. Shave Ezra over there on Twitch. Smelly Cat, Wall Street, Shaggy, Matthew Kohai 3. Devil Doc, Allistic, Rob from HD, Massachusetts Guy, Running Kings, Ben Maybon 97. Oh, Ben is a subscriber. Yes, Ben is a subscriber. Thanks, Ben. Flumpingtons, Big Ball of Yarn, Redefine Happiness, Bad Toastery, Turn Around, Douthis. Thanks to our Twitch subscribers. Twitcher 2012, Agrajog TV. Thank you, Twitch subscribers. And YouTube members as well. Like Zoe Condi, Evelyn in Maine, CAC813, Jesse's Girl, Music Muse, AJ Dubs, Confidence in God, Mama 457 Rose, Casa Magica Photography, Harper Ann Perholstrand, Callie TJ Adams, Irish Sweetness, Jesse's Girl, Treston Miller, Naomi Nocturnal, Dennis Kennedy. Thanks for being members. Smedley, NY Committee, Macro Geek, Naomi Nocturnal, Music Muse, Leslie Ladyhawk, Sharon A. Bear, Firestar 89789, Wickedest Witch, all of our other YouTube members as well, and all of our other viewers. Appreciate you watching. If you missed it, we actually showed the White House press briefing during this. Thanks, Sarah Khanna, for being here. The mods, well, one of our viewers asked for the Discord link. Maybe the mods can post the Discord link again. I forget which it is. Is this the? Is that the white one? There it is. Okay. I just posted it myself. The Geopolitician, thanks for watching. Alibaba, thanks for watching. K. Russ. T-Bone. We're wrapping this up. They call me Taj. We are wrapping it up. Jamie Rowland. Jamie says, I'm in Discord all the time. Nice. Darren Charlot, Coco Bongo. All right, guys. Paula Thompson. Christina Neal was modding too. Thanks so much, Christina Neal, for modding. All right, guys. That is it. We are wrapping it up. We've been bringing you live coverage of the barricade standoff incident outside of CIA headquarters. Fortunately, it's over. Guy taken into custody. I don't believe anybody was injured, which is great if that's true. So again, good job, law enforcement, getting this person into custody without apparently any injuries. That is it for now. And if you missed it, you can watch the White House press briefing. Rewind, you'll see it. Okay, that is it for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to our moderators, and we will see you soon. We will see you. Oh, hold on. Also, thanks to Fred Witherow. Thanks so much, Fred, for your support. Fred Witherow, thank you. All right, wanted to mention that. Thanks for everybody watching over there on X as well. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.